Hey, so today I'm going to share with you 3 tips that my company uses for our clients to reseal concrete, bring it back to its original color, and make that bond last an extremely long time. Let's get started. Tip number 1 is to remove any damaged sealer from the concrete. If you see any sealer that's flaking up, this has to be removed before resealing. So we're going to abrade the concrete first with a machine like this. You could get these down at Home Depot as a rental, and you get the hook and loop pad driver, which goes on the bottom with a black stripper pad. So you can ask them to get a box of these. You get anywhere from 200 to 500 square feet per pad. We'll abrade the concrete and get it ready for the resealing. This process scrubs off any of the pre-existing sealer that's compromised in any way. So if it's flaking or peeling or chipping up, this should remove any of that loose stuff from the top of the concrete. It also abrades or scuffs up the pre-existing sealant, so the new sealant adheres to the old sealant much better. For large areas, I highly recommend using the floor machine rental to abrade the concrete, but if you're working on a small project or renting a machine like this seems too involved, that's okay. You can skip this step and move on to the cleaning process, which is pressure washing. Next, thoroughly pressure wash the concrete using a gas-powered pressure washer of 3,200 psi's or higher. This should blast off any of that leftover sealer that's still on there that's compromised. It will also clean the surface of the concrete, getting it ready for the resealing process. The next tip is to use a sealer that bonds to inorganic material that will actually bond to the old sealer that's still left on the concrete. The sealer I use is called Versatec. It bonds to inorganic material really, really well and works wonders when we're resealing concrete surfaces. I've used other sealers in the past that are supposed to bond to inorganic material and create a covalent bond. I've had problems with all of them, but I've never had any problems with Versatec. It's really simple to use and bonds amazing. This first coat is the bonding coat, so I like to apply it using a flat microfiber mop. This ensures that you're rubbing it into the concrete, and that first coat really bonds to the concrete and to that previous sealer that's still left on top of the concrete in certain areas. Now, if you're applying to a rougher concrete, say like a broom finish, you could roll on this first coat, but you really want to roll it in really well and pull the sealer thin. You see that I'm not applying it, I'm pulling it thin across the surface, ensuring that first coat is just rubbed in there really well. If you like this video so far, make sure to share it with someone that might find it helpful. Tip number 3 is to add a color tint to the sealer. So I added Color Prime, which is a semi-transparent tint, right into the Versatec sealer. This brings back the color of the concrete to its original tones. You see right now I'm spot checking any areas that have worn down to the original concrete to build up the sheen and color. So I usually apply 3 coats of Versatec. It's a very thin nano quartz sealer, but on this particular application I applied 4. Now I did an original coat that was very thin and then spot checked, like on this coat, just adding some color here and there and building up that sheen anywhere the concrete had worn through or the sealer had worn through all the way to the concrete. Instead of masking everything outside and fighting the wind, I like to use little pieces of cardboard to block off areas as I'm spraying down the sealer. This works really well to block the sealer from getting on surfaces. Now I added the Color Prime to each coat of sealer that I applied to this deck. Now you see under the covered areas, the sealer was in really good shape, but had worn through all the way to the raw concrete in a lot of the exposed areas. So this final coat that I'm applying, I'm going around and doing all of the edges, and then I apply 1 full coat across the entire surface to make sure the sheen looks perfect across the entire patio. Now, these 3 tips are the most essential for a successful resealing project. As you see, the color prime mixed in with the Versatex sealer makes the concrete look brand new, brings that color of the concrete back to life, and blends in the old sealer with the new sealer perfectly. It makes it look just amazing, doesn't it? And if you want any more information on resealing your concrete, we offer a training course, and it has a whole module on how to reseal concrete just like this. So I hope you found this video valuable, and if you did, make sure to like and subscribe, because you're not going to be able to find resurfacing information like this anywhere else.